So it's day 2 of the New Zealand level 3 lockdown. This is the second, what do you call it, Katie? Stint? Second stint? Second stint. And so I'm going to do some painting today because it's beautifully sunny and it's not windy, and I've been wanting this kind of weather for like weeks and weeks and weeks. So I had a shave so I could shave my beard off so I can put my mask on and it seals properly around the face. So it's middle of winter, but with today you really wouldn't know because the sky is absolutely blue and there's barely any clouds, and it's been non-stop raining off and on for like probably 8 weeks plus, or even more. And so it's a little bit windy. It's not as bad as it was the other day because it had about half a day without rain and it was so windy. So but anyway, the other day I painted this green, but then I decided I didn't want to do the whole two-tone on the white Mondeo, so I've decided to paint this white. So I did rubbed it all down and I did a primer, and so I'm going to do another primer on here just to thicken it up a bit. And then on this one today I've rubbed this down, so there's a bit of rust here, so I treated this and put a little bit of filler in and rubbed it down, and then I've just got to finish masking the area. Going to do the wing mirror at the same time. There's another couple of bits, so I've done I've rubbed this down. I was actually just going to clear coat it, but I've actually rubbed it slightly too thin, so I'm just going to put a little bit of base coat over there. And there's this little bit here that I might actually just, not sure, I might brush these and then just do a little bit of a clear coat over the top. Then this side, this was the worst bit, so I didn't show all the welding, didn't record any of the welding because I wasn't too sure on how it was going to go. So I welded all in here. There's a bit of rust through here, so I welded this up and it's all been filled. I used fiberglass steel over the top of the plate, and then I've actually put some filler on there. Now I've used some, I primered it, then I spot filled it, then I primered it a second time, and then this is the first coat of the base coat. So I've got a blend here. It's a slightly different silver, I think, so I'm going to blend that through here next. And then this was the second part here. So this was the worst bit of rust, so I had to put a whole patch all the way up, down through here and across here, and then I skimmed it with fiberglass filler over the top, and then I skimmed it with filler twice to get it perfectly flat, so it's nice and sturdy. And then to do this bit along here, I've refilled this, and then I primered it, and then I spot filled some of the little air bubbles in here, and then I've done one base coat. But I've had to redo the whole sill as well, all the way along here with paint, because when I took the side skirt off, they glued on with this terrible glue that's near impossible to get off, and it took me probably 5 hours. Like people in the club, the Mondeo club overseas, they put that, yeah, it's terrible stuff and it takes ages to get off, and it really does. And when you take it off, it takes all the paint off too. So I had to sand all this right back, and then I've had to do the same thing with this process of the whole sill. So I've blended up through here, and the blend looks pretty good through this bit, so I'm just going to have to do the same bit on this, and then sort of through here as well. I'm just going to slightly blend it up through here. So I'm going to carry on masking now, and then once I've done that, then I'm going to put some another base coat on, and hopefully I haven't got much left. This is probably going to be it. So if it all turns to custard, it's going to end up like this, and then it's then I'm going to just put the clear coat over the top. So, and I also just thought I'd mention, you never believe this, but I ran out of newspaper and I was looking in the house, and I remember that I found a couple of months back a 22-year-old newspaper in the house. See, there you go. Where does it say? September 19th to 20th, 1998. Incredible. So I'm going to use it. Old newspapers aren't worth anything. They probably serve, I don't know, historically significant, but it's cool to look back and see how little everything's really changed. PlayStation advert for PlayStation 1 DualShock. Still got one in the house. Still play it sometimes. There's actually, I'll see if I can find it, there's an advert for a Mondeo Mark II, brand new, in here. Hang on, I'll see if I can find it. Okay, so I finished doing all the painting on the car and I'm pretty happy with it. So I left it in the sunshine, and this is using the new non-isocyanates 2-pack clear, 2K clear over the top, and it's turned out pretty good. So I've done a blend all through here. This is the bit where I welded up, and I've blended it all through here, so it's very sparkly. Blended all up through here, can't tell there. I've redone all the paint under the sill. This is the bit where I blended up here. I can't really tell there. Blend goes through here. This is the other bit that I had to weld up, and it's already dry because it was a 2K, so it pretty much dried instantaneous. And then I redid the spoiler. Turned out pretty good. And I did the bumper blend in here because there's a big chunk out of here, so I filled it and blended it through. And then there were some big chips down here, so I filled all that. Came up quite good. And then I repainted this mirror and cleared it. Now I ran out of silver, so I was going to do a bit of blend, but I thought this will just have to do for the meantime, so I repaired some rust here. So you can see it hasn't turned out too good. It's got the masking here. I was going to blend it, but I ran out of paint, so what do? So I've just cleared it as it is, but that will protect it. I might just leave it. And then the center of the bumper had a big bit of damage in here, and all the paint was off, so I blended it through and cleared it, and that came out pretty good too. So overall needs a reassembly, and a cut and polish, and then she's back on the road.